Welcome back to Refrain Chord. So sit tight, guys, because we have a shit ton of character episodes to go through.
Sure.
Well, in the name of the to quote the immortal Dwayne Harley, I can hardly wait.
Can't wait to get going.
Oh, speaking of
You're
that,
so pussy, Harley. Cut it out. Oh, come on. What's it gonna hurt? Quit holding out and let me examine your body just a little more.
so this is now the Dwibs show.
Ew, gross. Fang, do something.
Let me guess, he doesn't do anything. Sorry, I'm too busy photosynthesizing. What?
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I recall this being one of the skits from the original game, actually, because I recall him saying
I was
just
getting
that.
some deja vu, admittedly.
At least try to think of a real reason.
So basically, Arlie is once again trying to rape Eryn and Fang doesn't care.
Arlie,
Nice.
cut it out. Keep going
Okay,
on
not
like
so
that,
much-
and she's gonna start hating you. Start hating you, to say the fucking least.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, it's molesting, not raping. Both are bad, but let's make sure we get stuff right so that,
I don't
we
care
don't
if
end
she
up on the wrong
hates
side of
me.
the coin.
My intellectual curiosity won't be stopped. Let me get a bullets.
Okay, now that phrasing does not help things.
That's the worst way to put it. You really think it's gonna make me more likely to say yes?
Just because you admit that you're being disgusting doesn't change the fact that you're being disgusting. Oh, sorry. Hey, there you guys are. Sorry, I was just trying my best to repress what I just saw. Go ahead.
Again,
Lola, do
eyes on the
something about
prize.
Harley.
I don't think that's in my job description. Plus, it doesn't sound like it earned me any overtime. Everybody in this game is a fucking sociopath. Help the fucking woman who's being molested. So what's this interesting information? It concerns fairies.
Wow, water must be wet
Oh,
today.
Tell me more.
Ah,
Phew. Harley's distracted.
My God.
there you go, Lola did come to Eryn's rescue.
Now, I'm not sure how credible this info is. It may not be much more than a rumor, so tell you what, I'll give you a discount.
Sold. Boss, give me a wallet.
Deadbeat.
Ugh.
Hey!
Thank you.
Arigato!
There are rumors of a fairy acting alone in Sedipwaden. What kind of fairy? That remains a total mystery. There happen to be multiple witnesses, so I don't think someone's seeing things. There's definitely something there.
Wow, it's super rare to see a fairy all on their own. I'd love to capture it and figure out what it is. Wouldn't you, Fang?
I mean, that's what we do.
Sure wouldn't. It sounds like a huge pain. Why don't you go by yourself?
I doubt I'll be able to catch it on my own without even knowing what kind of fairy it is. I need your help.
I don't wanna. I don't care.
Don't care, that's go fuck yourself.
How about this? If we catch this fairy, I promise to stop messing around with Eryn and the others. For a while.
My God, Harley
Where
actually
going,
willing to
Fang?
stop?
How kind of. Ugh.
Whoa!
I mean,
what the hell?
It's not.
If Harley needs our help, it's our duty as her friends to lend a hand, right?
Sure. Let's go with that. Seriously?
Just roll with it, Lola.
Fine, it's a lightning rod. A scapegoat! I'll do whatever it takes to get her to leave me alone.
Just saying, if Harley were a guy, I get the feeling that the writers would not be going to these lengths.
I find it interesting. Okay, I actually have something to say about this kind of thing later, but I'll save it for later. Now that's more like it. You're twisting my arm. I guess if you're just gonna keep screaming about it, I'll help you out. God, I hate you! Jesus.
Sorry, Fang. I owe you one too.
Ugh.
Well then, let's head to the deep wood den.
See you later. There you go.
Gator.
It's weird. Like, on the one hand, wow, they actually gave us an excuse to have Harley not molest Eryn. Like, again, I don't know if that's them addressing the stuff from the original, but still, it has its issues. What's up? You don't look so good.
Is something the matter?
Did you find another pimple or something?
Ew. TMI.
No, I got it. She's, backed up.
No, and absolutely not. Honestly, why must you always jump to the most vulgar of conclusions?
Tiara, do you know what game you're in?
Actually, an older gentleman in the cafeteria brought something to my attention that I thought merited sharing with all of you.
Pass.
You haven't even heard it yet.
God instinct.
I smell trouble. I strike first.
Or don't strike. Why must you be so close-minded? Come on, Fang! Let's at least hear her out. It's not like we've got anything else to do.
Sure, Shaggy. Agree. Yeah, actually, this brings up a good point. Allow me to interrupt real quick. This brings up a good point. Actually, Galdo, we do. We have fairies to get because there's a corporation called Dorfa that you used to work with. I don't know if you forgot about that. That is collecting fairies so they can rule the world. So yes, we actually do have better stuff to do than this. Again, the skits. Oh, sorry. Character episodes. The character episodes feel like they were written separately from the story. It never feels like they're working in unison. Go on.
To be fair, isn't that the usual idea of side quest stuff that kind of ignores the...
Well, yeah, but usually our characters will not say, well, it's not like we have anything better to do, or something like that, right?
I guess I have a... Yes, Theo.
Sometimes in the Tales of Games, that's usually the MO about going after the devil arms. But also, I don't know, Pedro, I think that Drova's impression sounds more like Jiminy Cricket.
Canadian Jiminy Cricket.
Hey!
Good lord.
On one hand, getting down... No, go ahead. Go ahead.
If I am to be fair, from my experience, side quests have... Okay, not to say all side quests are like that. Some side quests do acknowledge what's going on in the main plot, but I'm usually more lenient on side quests that, kind of act in their own little world. Granted, provided that they are not contradicting the overall lore of said main universe, in that regard.
Basically, there's bandits and Tiara wants to take care of them, basically.
Wow, I never took you for the mercenary type. There's no mystery about what motivates you, is there?
Yeah, because he wants a reward for beating all the bandits. I fought a lot of thugs in my day. Yeah, okay. Can I talk about that in my day? Lunch courtesy of my lifetime supply of everything that is. What are you guys waiting for? I actually had an epiphany the first time I was playing this game on my own. But go ahead.
Oh, do tell. Oh, never mind. Huh? I don't remember hearing anything about everything.
All right, let me go through this. This is something that I realized. We're now two games, technically 3 games into this franchise. Let's compromise. We're now 2.5 games into this franchise, and we still don't know anything about Fang. Why is he a homeless person at the beginning of the story? Why, where does he come? Because there's one point, if I remember how at the beginning of the story, Theo even saw it recently, how when the first time he's about to draw out the sword that has Eryn in it, the guy who talks about the theory even says, "You're not from around here, are you? Huh? It's that obvious." So Fang is not from Zelwyn's. So that begs the question: where is he from? Why is how come where's his family? Does he have family? Does he have friends? He just starts weird in the middle of the village, and we never learn what's his background. Where did he come from? As a result, it's really hard for me to get on behind this protagonist because I don't know jack shit about him. Couldn't you at the very least tell me who he is? Where did he come from? What's his backstory? Because
there's a game called Arx Fatalis where this kind of thing is actually a plot point, but the game is entirely written around that for its ending, and unlike this one.
No, I didn't mind it so much in the first game, but by this point, we're 2.5 games in this franchise. Isn't it about time we actually explain how did what's Fang's background? Because, like I said, in the beginning of the story, he just pops up right here randomly in the middle of Zelwyn's and pulls the sword.
The cast as a whole is a bit flip flip-flopping over these. Some characters do have an origin of some kind, in terms of knowing about family or location, like Pippin, for example, or Tiara. Others, like Harley, just, roam around.
And that begs into the biggest problems I have with this franchise. The characters are underdeveloped. Like, wouldn't it be so much better if these characters actually got proper background development so we can have a better grasp of who they are and what makes them tick?
I think what the game is trying to do is that it's trying to use the comedy aspect to at least, try to justify and say it's actually less superfluous. And admittedly, I have less reason that I cannot really particularly explain. I suppose it's because of what I just said, maybe. But I guess I'm a bit more tolerant to this when it actually happened in Eternal Sonata, mostly because that one was supposed to be taken 100% seriously.
Well, but there's plot reasons why Eternal Sonata is like that, though. But go ahead, Joe.
Well, I already mentioned in our commentary how I had a problem with the fact that a lot of characters did not had too much of a development nor an origin.
Sure. Go ahead, Jova.
Like, okay, if I'm to be honest, I don't think Fang's lack of backstory is really that detrimental a problem. Like, okay, depending on what story you're going for, you can arguably have an RPG about a character who you don't know much about, say their background, but you can still enjoy them characterized for what they show on the screen. That is what I feel like the Fairy Fencer F games are going for, because they focus more on other characters' backstories than Fang's, and I can kind of get it. Like, we don't really need to know too much about Fang's background, just know that he's a mercenary turned fencer, essentially, who was pretty lax here and there. Now granted, a reason for why he is lax probably could have helped, as well as helping his development. Like I said, I feel like the overall development is an obvious one. He is somebody who will do right, but he hides it under a thick layer of laziness or the idea that he doesn't care so much when in reality he actually does, which, to be fair, we're able to learn without getting all his big backstory or whatnot. I will say this, I don't think it was required, but I do think it would have been a good addition to have, and also to help explain more of Fang's character motivations and whatnot. Because the thing is, sure, you could do it without that, but both games needed better interactions.
Exactly. I wouldn't mind his lack of backstory so much if the actual writing of his on screen, like you said, was actually better. Because, like we've said in the previous part, you can have a cutscene like the one where he shows his underpants to Eryn just to be a jackass, as he puts it. But then right after that, we'll have a scene where he's now suddenly being caring. Like the characterization is so inconsistent and flip-flops on whatever the writer is feeling on that day, and as a result, whatever character arc he's supposed to have feels sloppy at best. For me at least. Sorry, go on.
I guess I can mention it later.
Okay, to recap the skip we just went through. Basically, there's something that Tiara wants to check on an ice cave. Basically
set up for side quests, guys.
But yeah, basically. Boy, oh boy, do I have just a product for you?
This one is actually voiced.
Oh, sorry.
A humidifier?
Sure.
Yeah, again, to be fair, I think at this point we've long established that technology of more modern.
Oh no, I was more questioning the utility. They're used for specific purposes, and I get the idea Tiara doesn't need one.
See, well, I might as well expand upon what you were saying, Jova. Like, see, the thing is, maybe I wouldn't be as anal about this if the games did better job at their world building. Because, like I said, it's just this one town and just a bunch of dungeons surrounding it and nothing else.
That I definitely will agree with. While not everything is required, you do need to have certain plot elements to still pick up the slack of what's not there. Like, again, for instance, in Ace Attorney, despite Phoenix being the main character, we don't really know too much about his background. Like, are his parents alive? Does he have a brother, sister? Like, all that jazz and whatnot. We don't know too much about his personal life. We know about the specific bouts of his backstory surrounding, say, Edgeworth and company, but
and that one character that I refuse to name. So.
Oh, great! The cave where Tiara got the sneezes.
No, that's actually too. It's interesting you mentioned that too. It's actually not the same ice cave. This is actually we actually have a new ice cave called the Kogai Ice Ruins. We also have we also have the Luzamundo Ice Cave, which you might remember is the second ice cave of Evan Dark Force. But the Catechus Ice Cave's tale is mysteriously absent from this game. That's the weird part. The Catechus Ice Caves are not in this game.
There was a cave in and it got blocked.
Not that it matters, because all of the ice caves in this franchise are just complete copy pastes of themselves anyway, so it's not like that matters. I just find it would be it's interesting, you know.
Also, like, this cave is different also because it's got what looks like rock candy or
actually, Joe, I can tell you. Actually, I can tell Joe, but this is the same ice cave background that the original game used too. This is the same
those
thing.
Those are supposed to be stalagmites.
Yeah.
No. I know. No, I mean the stalagmites are the things hanging from the ceiling. I'm talking about those
stalactites. Difference.
Okay then. But yeah, no. Like the thing with Phoenix is, Phoenix does not have the most drawn-on backstory. But what works is, well, how he really works as a player surrogate. Someone who you feel like you're literally in the shoes of in that regard. Heck, you can arguably even form some of your own characteristics for Phoenix based off of your choices here or there. Fang, again, I get the overall character arc with Fang, you know, and to be fair, it is there. But it is not the best fleshed of the bunch in that regard, and it really does have that weird thing where some character moments do come out of nowhere. Like I said before, even Evan Dark Force could have great moments, but man, the stuff you had to work through. And the problem was, as far as jerks go, I don't think Fang's the most annoying, but he is nowhere close to being the most endearing either.
No, see, the thing is, the problem with... Here's the thing. There is an art to writing asshole characters. See, the problem with a character like Fang for me is that outside of his, unlikable traits, he has unlikable traits, but he doesn't have... But his likable traits, like his supposed caring nature that he sometimes shows according to this game, it's very rarely on display. Like, we don't have there's not a balance. Like, we see more of his bad traits than his good traits. There's not a healthy balance of the two to make up for that. That's the problem, like, for me, because even when the game does have a somewhat caring, like this one, for example, where Tiara just lost a hair ornament, and now Fang is a bit worried. So this is supposed to be one of those cutscenes right now where we're seeing Fang's good side, right? Thing is, while it's a nice moment in a vacuum, it really is hard to. There's not enough of them. I guess that's a bit. We needed more moments like these, more moments where Fang is actually showing humanity, right? Because most of the time, Fang is either just being average or annoying, like we've said before. This is one of his better moments, like I said, where he came back because he was worried about Tiara, and he even, as you just saw, he stopped her from tripping. So this is. Go on.
I guess I might as well continue my comparison. Like, that is a good point, though. Like, okay, one of Phoenix's flaws is that, not often, but at some points he can be a bit reluctant on some things. Obviously not when it came to the first game. Well, okay, there was technically Case 3, but, that was to sort of set up the dynamic between him and Maya. But the thing is, like, at times, Phoenix can be something of a reluctant hero at times here and there, which I feel is sort of, well, okay, it's in the same archetype as what they're going for with Fang. I'm not going to say that it's the same execution for obvious reasons. The thing is, I'm okay with Fang being a reluctant hero. Heck, even him going against it, because, hey, in some ways you could kind of sympathize with the guys like, well, gee, why do I really have to do all this stuff in the RPG? I think the problem is just that they overplay how much he can be overbearing about it.
There's also this other thing. This game also, it's moments like these that try to justify the option to romance Tiara by the end of the game. right? Because remember, Tiara is one of the romance options for Fang in this game, just like she was in the first game, right? Let me put it this way: the fact that this guy is occasionally
they're holding hands.
Yeah, they're holding hands, but we can't actually see it because, yeah. Now, I will say this very well, and writers of the Compile Heart, a character being occasionally nice to a girl doesn't automatically mean he's a good match for her. Okay? There has to be more than just an occasional nice moment here and there. The characters have to have actual chemistry, common interests. And you don't really see that with Fang and Tiara. Not really.
Like, to give Advent Dark Force credit, they did eventually put in the work to explain, okay, at the very least, the main love interest, because, yeah, they shipped Fang with a whole ton of characters. Granted, some taken less seriously than others, to be fair, so kudos for that in that regard. But I'll give them credit. I do feel like they at least did put in the work to explain why he might fall in love with Eryn or Tiara, heck, even Ethel and some of the others here. Granted, we are, from what I understand, not too far into this game, so maybe there'll be more scenes, but, you know.
Sure.
I guess I'll wait to see what happens in that regard.
Anyway, there's a rumor that Galdo hurt. Let's see what it is.
They say that monsters have been rampaging through Kitanar, and some people have been seriously hurt.
You might remember that Kitanar was where we first met Galdo in the original game. That was you, Joe. Yeah, okay. I'm very sorry to hear that. Now allow me to spread my arms.
The monsters even wrecked the town itself. It's been one run of bad luck after the next for everyone there.
I swear, it's like she's always going for a, hey Galdo, you want a hug? Like seriously, that's such a you want a hug pose.
If this keeps up, the whole area is gonna be totally uninhabitable. What are we supposed to do?
I see. You're right. If we don't do something, the town will be totally desolate.
It's just, well, I know firsthand what it's like to lose your home, and how hard it is to know it's not safe to go back again.
Galdo's a better protagonist than Fang is. Like, that's the thing. Galdo's a better character. Why can't he be the main character? Like,
I feel like we even said this during.
Yeah, we did. You did. You yourself did, Jova. So yeah. Go ahead.
What did you say, Fang?
No, what do you say? What do you say?
What do you say?
Please, Fang. Please help Galdikins. Well, I do have a pretty full schedule of snacking and napping today, but I guess I can't say no to helping out, huh? Count me in. I'll help you. See, now this is a better way of using Fang's laziness in a productive way. More of this.
It's also a good way of him subtly showing that he does care. And granted, I guess to be fair, the idea is like he's a lot more tongue. What?
Read.
He can be surprisingly caring. Guess he wouldn't be able to keep all those unique personalities together otherwise.
Still, he could stand to be a little more hardworking and a little less bossy and a great deal less arrogant.
Come on, Tiara, don't ruin the moment.
All right, let's go get him.
That's the spirit, Galdikins.
Kudos.
Yeah, basically what the
that was a
character
good
said.
scene.
Yeah, basically.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 6 more remaining.
No, yeah, there's a lot of character episodes in this game too. Yes, Jova?
I think it's more coming to you.
Yeah. So how have you been feeling about the scene so far, Tio?
Again, I can mention it later. Again, with the thing that I wanted to.
Go ahead, Tips.
There's something I need you to do. If you're free, how about coming up to my room?
No,
I'm not going anywhere with
my hands
you.
on all the secrets you got hidden underneath those frills.
Oh my
Don't
god.
worry, it's not gonna hurt.
They really think this joke is gold, don't they? Because they keep using it.
Okay. I know it's been done before with characters like Roshi, but like with Jerks, there is a
Here's the
I
big
have to give you an examination.
Here's the big difference, Jova. Every time Master Roshi does something pervy, he gets his comeuppance for it. In every single time. That's the big difference. Ollie never gets her comeuppance for anything she does. That's the problem. There's no karma.
Again, 'cause she's a girl, and I guess it's okay when girls do that. Ugh. I have never liked that double standard in any
No,
way.
I don't like double standards, period. Anyway, go ahead, Liz.
Oh, no, you're quite special too. I'm sure you make a fascinating subject. My curiosity goes in all sorts of directions.
Mostly in your hands.
I have a few things to prepare. Why don't you head on up to the room first?
You know, Harley's
Well,
gimmick
all
could
right.
maybe
Can
work.
I'll show up and stop this from happening?
Please. Okay, look. Harley's gimmick could maybe work if the game was using it to point out that yes, people get away with skeevy stuff because they're hot, but no, the game is sadly not self-aware in that regard.
See, remember, Joba, remember the part 37 of our Fair Fence Ref run, where Harley did that terrible thing that made us lose our shit with Lola, right? Remember, she gets zero reprimand from what she did. She didn't, nothing happens to her. That's the problem. There's no karma. With Master with Master Roshi, there's karma. Every time he tries to do something goes wrong, and he gets hurt, and shit. That's Toriyama conveying to you that this behavior is not okay. I'm doing it for funny stuff, but I still want to make sure that you know that this is not an okay thing to do. There you go.
Anyway, it looks like, as Teal's pointing out, Flair's taking note of how messy Harley lives.
Bajos? Yeah, basically, Harley's a slob, basically.
Shocking, isn't it? All this color.
Well, yes, a little. What could have happened to make such a mess?
Your doctor.
Let me count the ways.
Go ahead, Theo. Count the ways.
All Harley has to do is to take off her clothes or read a book, and bam, you got a mess. I try to clean up when I can, but after about half a day, goes back to looking like this. Someone save Bahus, please.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that Boss has not gone insane.
You got anything to say for yourself?
Young lady.
I know precisely where everything is at all times. It's on the floor. Efficient, isn't it?
You're not Nano AI. Fuck off. Hunter girlfriend's joke. Not only is she not embarrassed, she's proud. I'm impressed for reasons that I can't explain.
Fleur, please do not follow her example in any way whatsoever.
Do not enable her.
I do what I can.
That is Harley in a nutshell.
Don't compliment her.
Seriously, the fact that Boss has not gone insane
please,
is amazing.
Look at the state of his room. There's something quite nostalgic about it. Get it? Nerd people are messy.
Why do you say nostalgic?
When Fleur was little, she couldn't clean up her room either.
Well, that's different. She was a child.
Fleur was a child at the
I
time.
think that's the point we're trying to make.
Oh, come on.
Harley's a woman child. She'd always leave out the things she used. Only very recently did she finally learn to put them back where they belong.
Okay, if Al can actually shame Harley into being a better person, I will give him all the awards.
Very recently is an exaggeration. I've been able to put things away for a long time now. And even before that, my room never looked like this.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I believe it.
Same.
That's how you choose to remember it.
Okay.
Yeesh. Sounds like you know what I'm working with.
So now that we have parents bonding over their...
Raising kids is the same,
Yeah.
no matter where you are.
No.
I'm not a kid anymore.
And just picture
No.
Alan Bowles having to grab a
Now you do it.
upstairs and
Well-
telling
I'm not a kid anymore.
Wouldn't it make more sense?
jokes,
Wouldn't it make more sense to have both of them say it at the same time? That's usually how these punchlines go. They did it before, like weird,
That's
That
it.
was
weird,
Okay, then.
weird. I mean, would have made that would have been funnier if they said it at the same time. That's usually what the punchline for these skits is.
Yeah,
What-
that was kind of weird. Oh, I hear singing coming from somewhere.
Yeah, Yui Ishikawa is singing. Let's hear it.
That sounds like Fleur. She truly has a beautiful voice. Indeed, being able to hear her lovely voice every day is one of the best parts of being in this group.
Before her, there was nothing but darkness. Why don't we have a closer listen? An excellent idea! Right as the electric guitar kicks in, too!
Yeah, this is actually an instrumental. This is Fleur's theme, which is an instrumental version of Notes of Faith, the song we already heard in the OP.
You have such a beautiful voice!
Jesus. You know,
Yes, go on.
maybe I'm looking too much into it, but man, with all the times Tiara's really been complimenting Fleur, I have to wonder, does she have a crush?
I wish. Go ahead.
No, not at all. You really do have such a wonderful voice. I wish I could listen to it all the time.
Alright, waves hold on.
Anything.
Click.
Perhaps we should be sorry for disturbing you while you were singing.
Oh no, not at all. I was actually just about to take a break. Aww. If I don't make a conscious decision to take a break, I'll just keep singing until I fall down.
You also have to watch out for your vocal cords, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You really love to sing, don't you, Fleur?
Well, fortunately, Compal was nice enough to give me a wonderful singing actress, so yes, indeed, it's not just a hobby. Sometimes I feel as though it's my reason for living.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. You both have such a way with words. I was just thinking of how beautifully you speak. It's so different than the noisy, lively way Fang and the others speak.
Yeah, this way of speaking is called posh.
I simply don't care for that rough way of speaking. Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, Tiara, don't act like you don't get turned on by it.
Have you two always been so soft-spoken?
Well, there was this parallel universe where I spoke a lot of trash talk.
Yeah, unfortunately the writers didn't have the balls to go through with it, so they reverted it.
I mean, the point was kind of that she was messed up in that, guys, even though I kind of preferred her that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. The fact that the writers posed that as a bad thing and needed to be reversed, that shows the complete thing that me and the writers clearly don't see eye to eye on that game.
Naturally, I came to speak this way,
Basically, because he was raised by his parents.
You must have been very protective of your little sister, huh? Go ahead, Jova.
Yes, it was always very important.
Until I found out that she with medicine and I murdered her. I'm not
I
kidding.
was about to mention, didn't he murder her?
He did.
Like,
Well, remember, Taylor, we had an entire skit telling that story in the first game, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was checking if it was remembered correctly.
Yeah.
That's new to me.
He doesn't have the same powers as I do, but whenever he gets really focused on something, he starts singing. When I was
think
little...
I get Tia's confusion. It's weird that we're acting like that wasn't the case in this universe, since as far as we know, he does kill his sister in every timeline.
That was in the far past, so regardless of time shenanigans, it should have happened.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe if I could sing the songs he was humming, it would make him happy, and I started singing.
Did it work?
He was more surprised than anything. Once my power started to develop, though, I became a little research subject to him. Yeah, as you can see, much like Final Fantasy XIII 2, this game is much more interested in developing the new characters over doing more stuff with the old characters. So in a sense, I suppose it did work.
I think I understand now. Sherman?
Don't you mean Lord Sherman?
There you are.
Ow. What is it?
You're fired.
I made a new adjustment to your mic. Would you mind trying it out for me? I think it'll increase the range of your powers. That reminds me. Sherman, I hear you're quite the piano player.
That is true. We
true.
established that in the
You can
first
do
game.
that.
Yeah.
How would you feel about a duet with Fleur? Perform with someone else that might bring out the power of her song even more. Also, we had that moment during the brainwashing where Sherman was playing the piano. Thanks very much. Excellent. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Ooh, new gameplay mechanic.
No,
No.
this goes nowhere. We never actually get to
Yeah,
see. We never actually get to see that happen.
Wishful thinking on my part.
I guess Final Fantasy really spoiled us with the idea of having a lot of mini games in RPG.
I guess.
All
You
right,
know what, I
and
get it.
there's still more skits. So let's
So there's
cut the
not
part.
one
So
yet.
so let's cut the part here so I can have a break. See you for the next part, everybody. Oh, sorry. Go on, Joby. You want to say something?
Nah, we can just end it here. I'll bring it up in the next part.
See ya.
See ya.